had a request for polynomial long division and synthetic division. So these are pretty long, about 5 minutes. Let's get started with the polynomial long division. I want you to look at what you learned in elementary school with just long division. And this is the same thing, it just has more terms. If you wanted to do long division in elementary school, 8 wouldn't go into 3, but it would go into 34 4 times. And then you'd multiply 4 times 8 and get 32. And you would subtract and bring down a 2, and then bring down this 6. 8 would go into 26 3 times. You'd place that over the 6. You'd multiply and get 24. You would subtract and get 2. And sometimes you would bring down a 0, or sometimes you take the remainder and put it over the divisor. And that would be 43 1/4. This is the same exact thing, just a lot more terms. So let's write down the dividend. 2x to the 4th plus 3x cubed. Notice that there's no x squared here. You're going to have to put a 0x squared as a placeholder. That will be necessary. And then write down 5x minus 1. We're dividing all of that by the divisor, x squared plus 3x plus 2. All right. You will take, it looks complex, but you're just going to ask yourself, what do you multiply x squared by to turn it into 2x to the 4th? Okay, you need 2x squared. You're going to place that in this column here where the x squareds are. So that's 2x squared. And then you'll multiply him by each term. So 2x squared times x squared is 2x to the 4th, which is exactly what you want, the first one to be identical. Now you multiply 2x squared times 3x and get 6x cubed. And multiply 2x squared by 2 and get 4x squared. Okay, they all line up. All right, you have to subtract every one of these. That means change their signs. I'll do it in red so you can notice that I did it. These are opposites now, which is what I needed to happen. 3x cubed minus 6x cubed is negative 3x cubed. And then 0x squared minus 4x squared is minus 4x squared. Then, like elementary, bring down the 5x. Start again. What do you multiply x squared by to make it a negative 3x cubed? Well, a negative 3x. Okay, so negative 3x will go in the x column. Now multiply him by each part. Negative 3x times x squared is negative 3x cubed. Negative 3x times 3x is negative 9x squared. And negative 3x times 2 is negative 6x. All right, go through. We've got to subtract, so we've got to change the signs of all the bottom ones. These are opposites, which is good. Negative 4x squared plus 9x squared is 5x squared. And 5x plus 6x is 11x. All right, we've got to bring down the negative 1. So one more term to bring down. What do you multiply x squared by to get 5x squared? 5. It'll go in the constant column. Now multiply again. 5 times x squared is 5x squared. They're the same, so that's good. 5 times 3x is 15x. And then 5 times 2 is 10. All right, time to subtract. Change your signs so you can subtract. These cancel. 11x minus 15x is negative 4x. Negative 1 minus 10x is negative 11. That is my remainder. So I'll write right up here, plus negative 4x minus 11 over the whole divisor, x squared plus 3x plus 2. I'll highlight the entire solution.